Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 63rd episode of the GamePack podcast. My name is Phil, and co-hosting with me, as always, are Camilo and John. We'll be covering the hottest stories in gaming news this week, and you can watch the entire podcast here on YouTube or listen to the podcast on your podcast listening service of choice, that being iTunes, Spotify, or Google Play, because those are the only services that we put it on. Today, we're going to be talking about the Uncharted movie. A photo still was revealed of Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. Secondly, Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and the Blade of Light for the Famicom is being translated and released in North America. But it was sold out in seconds. At least the physical version was. It was sold out in seconds. And it's a limited release, and we're going to get into that as well. And lastly, we're going to be talking about the PS5 teardown and a first look into the PS5's new UI. So Tom Holland released a photo of himself as Nathan Drake for the upcoming Uncharted movie. He will be playing a young Nathan Drake. What do you guys think about the casting of Tom Holland? Little Spider-Man. What do you guys think about that?
So is this a prequel to like the Uncharted series, or?
I believe so, yeah, because he's a little younger.
Yeah, I mean that's my feeling is he's very young, like Tom Holland himself is very young, and he has like that baby face, and he also has that like very young sounding voice. And when I think of Nathan Drake, I don't think of that. Like I think of this mature, treasure hunter. But who knows? I mean, we've been wrong about casting choices in the past. Like
totally.
When Heath Ledger was revealed to be the Joker, people freaked out. And that turned out to be amazing. So who knows?
I know. When's he coming out with a new movie?
Oh, jeez.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, I think Tom Holland's going to be fine as long as it's like young Nathan Drake. I mean, there's other actors that I would cast as Nathan Drake, like Nathan Fillion comes to mind, or like maybe Chris Pratt. I mean, there's just other people who I think could maybe do it. But yeah, I mean, if he's this young version, I mean, he plays a great young Peter Parker. So I think he'll probably do fine. Yeah. He's good at action. He's a really good dancer too. Did you see that thing where he did like the umbrella?
Dance.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah. I mean, I wish we could post that, but we can't.
There probably are other casting choices that they could have went with, but his name, like saying you have Tom Holland, like that's just gonna get people to go watch it anyway. Like
totally,
and that's all that really matters.
Butts in the seats. Camilo, do you have strong thoughts one way or the other with Tom Holland? How do you feel about him as an actor?
I like him as an actor. I do think like he does have that like baby face and he looks kind of young. Totally. So depending on like what this movie's about, him being like young, I guess that depends.
Maybe like his first adventure or something.
Yeah, like an origin
but that
story,
photo.
Maybe?
Yeah, like that photo looked dope. Like he looked
good.
Like Nathan Drake, but like, if Nathan Drake was 22 years old and not, how old is he supposed to be? Like in his 30s?
Yeah, I would think in the first one he's probably in his 30s. By the end of it, he's probably near 50, I think.
I forget.
Oh, really?
Which one it was, but I remember played one of the games and there was a section where you played as a young, like he was like a kid, he was like 14 or something.
Oh, that was Uncharted 4.
Yeah, it was the fourth one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I
just
guess at the
very
end, he's probably near 50, but he's probably like early 40s in the fourth one.
Okay.
He has gray hair and stuff, so I don't know. When do you get gray hair?
I have gray hair, and I'm not in my 40s. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I mean, dude, I like him. Like, I think he's good. I think he's charming. I think Nathan Drake needs to be charming. I think he's funny. Like, I think he ticks a lot of boxes. Yeah, the only thing is I feel like we keep looping back to is that he looks like a baby. And then, if he's playing the 22-year-old Nathan Drake, then it doesn't matter because, he looks like a 22-year-old as far as I know. I mean, 22-year-olds, when I look at them now, I think they look like babies, but that's because I'm old.
How old is he actually? He has to be early 20s, right?
I can do it. Hang on 1 second. Tom Holland age.
Clear that search history.
He's 24. Yeah. Pics. No, he's 24. He was born in June 1st, 1996.
See, I feel like he looks young. Like he looks when he's in Spider-Man and he's in high school, like he looks like he should be in high school. Like, he has a very young face.
Is he done yet? Because they're just started shooting Spider-Man 3. Is he like out of college? Is he going to go to college yet?
Oh, I don't know. Because in Far From Home, right? He was still in high school.
I think so.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. That was a good movie. I like Mysterio as a bad guy. That's neither here nor there. I don't know. I mean, we're sort of just talking about Tom Holland. That's what the story's about. So, what else has Tom Holland been in that you guys can think of?
There's this movie. It's on Netflix. It's called Devil All the Time. And it's about. I wasn't a fan of it, but I guess his acting was pretty decent. It's about how how evil's all around us. And he played. I don't think technically he was like one of the main characters. He didn't carry the movie or anything, but he did all right. It was definitely a different role than Spider-Man.
Interesting. All right. Well, video game movies tend to be terrible. With Sonic not being so bad, I feel like we all kind of agreed on that. Do you think this movie has the potential to be good?
I mean, I think they always have the potential to be good.
Yeah.
They just never do it right. Like,
I feel like the recent ones have been pretty good because like Detective Pikachu is pretty good too.
That's true. Detective Pikachu is good. Okay, well, this movie doesn't have an animated fluffy creature in it. And I would assume it's aimed more towards like an old, not necessarily like, a mature audience, but like, PG-13, like probably. Like, it's not going to have a fuzzy little...
That Charizard wasn't PG-13 enough for you?
I was scared.
I don't know.
The Gengar freaked me out, honestly.
I don't know. Cage matches of like basically dogfighting animals is that's pretty mature.
Yeah, no, I'm glad for that they aged. I think that was geared towards us who grew up on Pokemon,
right?
And they wanted to see a more mature protagonist and storyline. So I could see this Uncharted movie being geared towards the PlayStation fandom that is known for the more mature games and more dark and gritty. But then we also had Assassin's Creed, and that movie was garbage. So
yeah, it was a total bomb. I'm hoping that like Uncharted can pick up the the mantle of like where Indiana Jones seems to have like kind of dropped off. Like 1, 2, and 3 are great. 2 is like whatever. I mean, and 4 is like
isn't like 2 like people say it's the best one.
2?
Indiana Jones? No, it's the
Oh,
worst one.
they're talking about Uncharted.
Oh, I'm talking about Indy.
Okay.
So the 2 used to be like the worst one because
Crystal Skull came out.
Yeah, then Crystal Skull came out, and they're like, "Oh wow, they really can butcher an indie movie." Like that second one's not so bad when you watch this one.
Well, I think it has to do with budget and timing. Like if they rush this thing out, it's not going to be good.
Well, I was having a conversation with my brother, and I just feel like what needs to happen, and they do it sometimes with video games, and for example, like with the Donkey Kong games, like once retro took over, like once fans start making the product, I feel like it turns into this cooler thing than what it originally was. Like if you keep giving the game to, or like the movies, like Star Wars movies, if you keep giving them to George Lucas, he's gonna keep messing it up because like that guy sucks. Like give The Mandalorian to Jon Favreau and watch what happens. You have a fan make something and it turns into they like give him creative license and you're gonna come up with something awesome.
Do we know who's making this movie?
I don't know. I mean, the thing it's like off of a video game property though, so it's like it kind of could see who the director is.
Yeah, I think they also there's probably like restrictions that they can't do certain things. And I'm trying to think. A more recent trailer that we've seen is the Monster Hunter movie that's coming out.
Oh yeah,
and that does not look promising.
No,
and that property is not known for like an awesome story, or but it has huge monsters. Like, yeah, how do you screw that up?
All right, so the story of this is a prequel to the game, starring Holland as a younger Drake, showing us details of how he came to meet and befriend Sully, who is being played by Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, jeez. Really? Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That is not what I pictured Sully to be. I'm more upset about that casting.
It's directed by Ruben Fleischer, who has also directed Zombieland, Double Tap, Venom. What else is here that's good? 30 Minutes or Less, which is a movie I worked on. Zombieland. Oh, he's this guy. Ruben Fleischer. Oh, this might be good. What else
did he do Zombieland? Because I enjoyed Zombieland.
Yeah, he did. He's a Zombieland guy.
He should have got Woody Harrelson to play Sully.
Maybe he's busy. Would Woody Harrelson be a good Sully?
I picture Sully's like this older, like grittier guy. Like I don't want to see a Jack Scully or Sully, whatever his name is. Like, Mark Wahlberg is this jack dude.
Maybe not anymore. Maybe he got skinny in COVID. I don't know. I'm sort of 50-50 on Wahlberg. Like, he does some okay stuff. Like, I liked him in The Departed. But, like, also he was just playing, like, this really just kind of over-the-top Boston detective. So, I don't know. He's like... he made me laugh a lot in The Other Guys, that Will Ferrell comedy. Like, I thought that was super funny. So I don't know, but Mark Wahlberg also does like really bad stuff. So, like that movie where trees were killing people.
Wait, what?
That M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh,
I liked him in Ted.
Yeah, I mean, I see more of him as like a comedian as opposed
and The Fighter. Dude, The Fighter was dope. And Boogie Nights is good, but that was like his first movie ever.
Invincible. I actually did like Invincible.
What else? Oh, I didn't see any of these new Transformers. Oh, he was always funny when he played himself on Entourage. Like, that was awesome. What else? Dude, this dude's been working forever. He's dope in that. Yeah, as Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch in, what is that movie? Good Vibrations. That music video, Good Vibrations, where they're just like lifting weights. I loved that. So if there's a scene of just dude, they should play Good Vibrations in the movie.
Yeah,
that would be so meta.
I think it would fit. It would fit.
That'd be really funny. All right, so
off topic a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I know. Do you want to rein it back in? Final thoughts on this movie? Like, what do you want to see out of it?
I want it to be true to the series. Like, I want it to feel like an Uncharted game, like on the big screen.
But Uncharted games feel like Indiana Jones movies, where they have giant set pieces and stuff like that. So I just feel like it's just going to be an Indiana Jones movie.
I'm fine with that. People love the games.
Yeah, I love the games.
You know, they're essentially Indiana Jones games, so.
Right. And, I mean, I love Indiana Jones. I named my dog after him.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I like Tom Holland. Mark Wahlberg's all right. I think it'll be funny. I think it'll be good. So, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light is being translated and sold on the eShop for $6. And they were selling physical collector's editions for $50. In the collector's edition, there was like a Nintendo Power collectible, an art book, an NES cartridge, and a couple other things. However, it was sold out in minutes, this physical copy, and those copies were put up on eBay shortly after by scalpers. There are some quality of life improvements in the game, like rewinding if you make a mistake, which is basically just cheating in Fire Emblem. I don't know why you would do that. And fast forwarding, because these games are.
Whoa! You're telling me you don't reset? What? Like when you're playing Fire Emblem, you've never reset your system so your characters don't die.
Yeah, that's why Fire Emblem games are 120 hours long instead of just 60 hours long. I'll fail a mission and like somebody that like I've been bringing on like the whole time and have been trying to romance and like have a baby with one of my other characters, they die, and then you just have to reset and redo the mission even though you were like about to kill the last guy and you were impatient and you send in your troops. It's like those games are great.
Yeah, I love those games.
But yeah, that's the playtime that is recorded is not necessarily the playtime in which you actually play it. It's like shiny hunting sometimes. It's like, how many hours of Ultra Sun or in Ultra Sun do I actually have? It's
Mine
not
probably
recorded
be maxed out. If,
yeah, just like 9999999. So it has some quality of life stuff like rewinding and fast forwarding. Like you can fast forward the enemy movements because I think they're slower or something. So they give you the option to like make it better and less like you're playing a super, super old video game. But the thing that I'm the most confused about, and I really want to talk to you guys about, and I really just want to get this opinion on the internet, is that people are like, their minds are being blown that this game is being translated. And it's like, oh, it's the first time ever in the West this game's coming. It's like, yeah, the first time this Famicom version's coming over, and it's like it being like an NES game. But like Shadow Dragon on the Nintendo DS, the remaster exists, and I own it, and I've played a significant portion of it. So, like, it's not the first time this story is being told here with, who's Martha's the protagonist, right?
Protagonist, yeah.
Yeah,
so it was remade or remastered?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just, like, ported to the DS?
Yeah, it was completely remade, as a DS game, yeah.
Maybe
And it's great. It plays great. It's a super good game.
I don't know. I guess the whole preservation of history of video game history, that would get me excited. Right. But
I'm on board with that. That's a good excuse or a good justification for people's excitement is like the preservation, or it's like to have played the original or whatever, without
But I don't know. I wasn't like hyped. Well, I guess I was hyped when they put the Virtual Console on the Wii. Like, that was a huge deal. That was a huge deal when you could play, the original Super Mario Brothers from the NES, even though they ported it to, the GBA and the SNES.
The NES Classics.
Yeah. So it was, I mean, I could see that. I didn't realize there was that many Fire Emblem fans, honestly.
I mean, there must be so many because, Sakurai is...
I guess it's just the way they worded it, because they said like the first time ever. So that kind of like, this is cool that we're getting it. And like I'm sure like there are a lot of Fire Emblem fans that have never played this this game that are like want to play it. But I guess the wording was just kind of awkward.
Also, you can stumble through this game because it's on the Japanese NES Online service on the Switch.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't. That's what I don't understand. Why didn't they just put it on the NES service in America instead of charging you $6?
Because, John, that would be a consumer-friendly thing for Nintendo to do, and
What's
they
that?
don't do that.
When have they done that?
They don't do that. So, besides the fact that this game has already been remastered and on DS, and I've already played it in English, so I'm not super hyped to play it like with way worse graphics and worse gameplay. The cutscenes and the music and everything is just so cool on that DS version. I just feel like that's just being swept under
now
the rug.
I kind of want to try the DS version. That sounds cool.
Yeah, you should check it out. I actually found a copy of it for not that expensive at a retro store. But yeah, it's dope. I think so. My question was, are you guys Fire Emblem fans, like in general? I kind of know where John comes from with the Fire Emblem world, but I don't. I feel like I've recommended Fire Emblem to Camilo, just because there's so many waifus and things. I think that's something that you might be into.
Yeah, I mean, I've like seen gameplay and I've watched people played it. I'm not really into the tactical thing.
Mm-hmm. It's so good though.
It is really good.
Like I don't even like. I wasn't really even into like the Mario and Rabbids thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't
that's
think.
That's
I mean
a
that
different.
That's like the most niche game in the entire world. Like it's because there's like the XCOM games. I just feel like Fire Emblem doesn't really play like that.
No.
I think that like there's this type of strategy game that's like XCOM and Rabbids, and like those live in their own little world, like whatever genre you want to call that. XCOM likes, and then I don't know, like is Fire Emblem, and then are Advance Wars? Is that like kind of like that? Like would they be like Fire Emblem likes? Where they're kind of in that type of strategy.
Advance Wars was made by Intelligent Systems, which is the makers of Fire Emblem.
Right, and then there's that new indie game. Well, it's not new anymore, but Wargroove would maybe fit into that category.
Yeah, they're called strategy RPGs or something, right?
Oh, interesting.
Because there's RPG elements in these games. Like
my god, there's like romance options. There's
the leveling system itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's
fishing,
leveling,
and everything has fishing in it.
There's gear.
I just feel like it's like one of those games that you have to like be super invested into, and I feel like I have enough of those games already.
I mean, I think the Three Houses, the storyline was like 80 hours for each house, I think. So there's 3 houses, and if you want to do all the storylines, it's like
Didn't they add a 4th
hours?
house?
Oh yeah, they added with the DLC they added another house,
which is like. I just think that's just so funny
it's
that
the
they
Harry
would name
Potter
it 3 houses,
game.
and add four houses. Like, just name it something else. Like, I don't get it.
4 houses.
4 houses.
I think I'm gonna get this. I wanted to get the collector's edition, so to the earlier point that it sold out really quickly. I saw a tweet by I don't know Wario64 or something.
Right, they have good info.
And it was, it was live on GameStop, and the tweet was like a minute. And so I went to GameStop, put it in my cart, got all the way to the checkout, and then it said, nope, you don't have it. It's not in your cart anymore. It's sold out.
I think that's how... I don't want to spoil my secrets, but I think... Isn't that how we all got our PS5s?
Well, Wario64?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You can... Whoever's editing this can bleep this out if you want to.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will I be getting it? I'm going to ask myself that question. I will only get this if I can get my hands on the physical collector's edition. I'm not interested in playing the $6 remake when I can just play my DS version.
It's so nice.
Probably superior.
It's so like the picture of everything you get is so nice.
It's beautiful. Especially for somebody like my first system was an NES. Like, who doesn't want like a cool collectible NES cart? Like, that looks so cool. Which I think talking about the collector's edition, and just to reiterate, it comes with a Nintendo Power collectible, an art book, the NES cartridge, and I think just like some other like literature. That's kind of what this image looks like. Oh, it's got like an NES box as well.
Yeah,
in addition to the cartridge.
And then
that's so cool.
Yeah, the cartridge is like clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool set.
Comes with I think a digital game code because
it's like 30 megabytes.
Yeah, I doubt they'll make a cart for that.
No Switch cart for that. You're not making money off a $6 game. All right, so with all of the effort that they put into that box set. Why I'm just so confused with the. So this is the what anniversary of Fire Emblem? 30th.
35th,
So
I think. Isn't it?
30. It's
Oh,
the
it is 30.
30th.
It is 30.
Yeah, 30th anniversary of Fire Emblem. 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. But they get a crazy cool box set for Fire Emblem. But when you bought Super Mario All Stars, you got a cart of games that just had resolution bumps.
In just
So,
a very generic looking.
Yeah, a very generic looking case that doesn't have original artwork on it at all. It's just literally the box arts from the other games.
Yeah.
And untouched frame rates.
Yeah, untouched frame rates. Actually, isn't it a worse frame rate because wasn't Galaxy 60 and now it's 30?
No, it's still 60.
Oh, it is still 60?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I noticed because it's the only one in 60.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't know why they just like why wouldn't you put Sunshine in 60?
Because they knew that was gonna sell no matter what. They probably are thinking, we
right,
gotta
but like,
actually...
how hard is it? How hard is it to put the game in 60 though? Like, it's an emulator. Just say output in 60.
I don't know. Copy and paste.
Well, I think they can't just they would have to adjust stuff because sometimes things run wonky when you just tweak the frame rate.
So they would have had to put some effort into the games.
Yeah, that's a shame. $60.
Yeah.
And you got nothing. No art book. No NES carts. No 64 carts.
They didn't even
No
really do
GameCube
anything.
mini discs.
They didn't do any special releases, did they? I guess they had those.
I mean, they did Super Mario 35.
Yeah, but a collector's edition thing.
Nope.
You can buy it, and then it's not on sale anymore. So, John, you were mentioning that this is a limited release. When does it stop being sold?
March 31st. It's the same thing.
Like everything else?
Like everything else.
I think it's just that's because that's the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah, but why? What's happening?
I don't know, man.
I just don't understand what's
Wait,
happening.
so that's the both the digital and this physical thing?
That's the way I read it.
Probably gonna be...
But I don't know if it's true. I mean, you're not going to be able to get the physical version by then anyway. But if it is the digital version, that doesn't make any sense because the argument that people were having with Mario 3D All-Stars is they were going to split them up and sell them separately. This is one game.
Right.
Unless maybe they're putting it on the NES online at that time.
Maybe.
But that seems like a very shady thing to do.
I don't know.
And not tell us.
It's only $6, and you get it months in advance if that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think they're coming out with a new Switch. Sticking with my theory.
Well, what does that have to do with this?
The March 31st thing. Everything is
so a new Switch affects game availability?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because that was my theory
I
before.
think they're coming out with the Switch too, but I don't understand why that would affect this.
Because they want to focus all their efforts on selling new games. I don't know.
Maybe that's their new business model. Make everything a limited release.
Dude, can you imagine?
You want Breath of the Wild 2? You only could buy it between November 10th and November
12th. You have 2 days. Get your ass in the store.
Get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's one of their weird ploys to inflate demand.
I mean, they're so notorious for that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be I would believe that in an instant.
It's just weird that everything, pretty much all the new things that they announced are like that, or these special editions, and they don't tell us why.
Tell me why.
Mario 35's going away. Why? There's no need for that.
I know. I've finally been playing it. Can't get past second.
Fire Emblem doesn't make any sense. I mean, I could see them splitting up the 3D collection, but other than that,
I think it's because they're gonna be replacing Mario. I mean the 35 thing with something else.
Mm-hmm.
Zelda 35?
Yeah, something with Zelda.
But why? It can't be.
I mean, I guess.
Much server space.
The only thing, though, I guess you could say is that the limited release is that these things that have limited release are things that are anniversary editions. So they don't want to sell the anniversary editions like indefinitely, because it's like, what's the point of celebrating the anniversary edition if it's not a limited release?
Good point. I mean, that they did that with Mario 25th, I think. The one with the
Mario All-Stars on the Wii.
Yeah, All-Stars on the Wii. I think they had
that,
two separate
red
releases.
box?
Yeah, I think they had two separate releases.
Well, because they released it as like that. It came in like the cardboard box as like the anniversary edition, but then like I don't know if it was like a few years later they released it as like a Nintendo Select at like $20, but it was just like the Nintendo Select case.
Yeah, I've seen both of those in the wild.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that these are limited editions, or these are 30. Like next year will be the 36th anniversary of Mario, so like why?
Yeah, so why are we still celebrating?
Like April 1st would be like the new fiscal year, so it would be the 36th. Yeah, I can see that. I think they'll have a separate release though. I don't know. It's just odd. It's weird.
I'm gonna go back real quick because we should finish up the story, but for real, why, with Mario being the mascot of Nintendo, did we not get something better? Do you think this because of COVID and like they were just trying to get it rushed out?
I mean, it's possible, but it's also.
I think it was. Well, I think it was we were supposed to get it like if everything was normal. I thought we were gonna get like the Mario 3D All Stars like in the summer. And then we would have gotten the 3D World as like the holiday game.
Okay. That makes sense. Because their holiday, like, as much as people are like, oh, yeah, like Pikmin and, what is it, Hyrule Warriors 2.
Yeah.
Like, Hyrule Warriors 2 is not a holiday game. It's a game I'm buying and it's a game I'm excited for, but, like, that game is not, like, a system seller. Like, that's not a game that, like, if I was a casual Switch owner and, like, as an 8-year-old and didn't really know anything about Zelda and my parents got me that game, I would be like, what is this game? You know? I would be confused by it. But if Mario 3D World Ultimate Super Duper Deluxe Edition, whatever BS they're calling this game that they're just porting, is that's more of like Fury. What's that? Bowser's
plus
Bowser's
Fury.
Bowser's a furry. Yeah, I don't know. Like that is so much more of like a bundle Christmas gift that like I would think of something like somebody getting for Christmas than Link and his little new like guardian companion thing.
Hyrule Warriors is like it's like kind of niche, but I do think it's gonna pull in some more like people that maybe just played Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I think it's gonna sell pretty well. It's probably gonna sell, 3, 4, 5 million copies.
It's gonna outpace. I bet it will sell more copies than the Wii U version and the 3DS version and the Switch version of the original game combined.
Easy. I think that because they're not really marketing it as Hyrule Warriors. It's more of a Breath of the Wild
prequel.
Prequel,
yeah. Okay, so I will say one more. I just want to wrap up my thought about the Mario thing that I'm so annoyed about. I will give them a little bit of a pass in that COVID, so everyone gets a pass because of COVID. But also they released the car, like the Mario Kart car. They did Mario 35. They're doing Bowser's Fury. Like they did a lot of things. Like they did the pins that were a total debacle. But like they did do a bunch of different stuff. It's not like
they're doing like a lot of like little things too, like in Splatoon and Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, they did do a bunch of stuff. I feel like Mario 3D All Stars was like the big thing, and it was like kind of just the game with up-reses. But it's like they also did like 14 other things. So like I don't want to just
the Game & Watch too. That's coming out.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah,
comes out in like a week and a half.
Is that thing expensive?
I forget the price of it.
I think it's $50. I might be wrong.
That's too much.
But you couldn't pre-order it, so good luck.
hey, maybe I can get one. I don't want one though. Of all that stuff, I mean, I cannot believe the Mario cars are $100.
Dude, I bought one.
Yeah, how is it?
I haven't really played it. But the only reason I bought one is because it was so hard to freaking find one.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually driving around to stores again. I felt like I was amiibo hunting.
Oh, gosh, I remember those days. Well, on that note, we're not really talking about Fire Emblem anymore. I wish that I could just, when games come out, Nintendo, when you release something, I wish I just had a normal amount of time in which to purchase the item.
Yeah.
That is my main complaint. I think it's cool. I'm glad people are excited about this. I have my own copy already on a different system that I think is better. But my main complaint is that I really think Nintendo needs to stop this like artificial short supply to like up the demand and sell out.
It's called it's artificial demand or artificial.
Yeah, what is it called?
I think it's artificial demand.
Yeah, it's
it's
artificial.
Oh, artificial scarcity. That's it.
Okay, artificial scarcity. I'm still sticking with my statement. Moving on to the PS5, we had a teardown and a PS5 UI first look. So the PlayStation YouTube channel uploaded a video earlier this month where they took apart and kind of tore down the PlayStation 5 and showed us everything, all the bits, the bobs, all the RAM, the CPU, the coolers, the heat sinks, like literally everything, and even the screws and how you make it stand up and as opposed to lay down. They showed us it. They showed us everything. They also highlighted the PS5 that will run significantly quieter and cooler than previous PlayStation consoles, which is great. Because my PS3, I feel, used to be super loud before I had it refurbished.
PS4 is really loud too.
The Pro?
Yeah.
Or the I don't know. I think mine's far enough away from me, and these headphones that I wear like kind of block out. Like they're not noise canceling.
It's really far away from you. Too soon.
Wow. 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 That was hurtful. Live on the podcast. So for those of you who don't know, real quick context to why John just insulted me. And it was a pretty dope burn. I sold my PlayStation 4 and basically it got lost in the mail. And then the guy I sold it to on eBay asked for a refund, got all his money back. They yanked it out of my PayPal account. So now I don't have the money or my PS4. Feel bad for me.
I do feel bad for saying that now.
That is the context of that story. I got robbed blind, okay, by the USPS. And ipso facto our leadership. So what was the most exciting thing that you guys noticed about the PS5 teardown?
I can't wait to put it from standing up to laying down. Take an hour to remove those screws.
What? It's one screw.
No, I just like the shade that Xbox threw at them. They released a video on how to put the Xbox Series X from
did they just lay it down?
They just laid it down.
That's awesome.
But that was me. Sorry, Cam, I cut you off.
I thought it was really cool. We learned the reason why it's so big is because the cooling system is ginormous. Inside.
Dude, the heat sink is as big as my forearm.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's giant.
And it's supposed to be quieter?
Yeah.
With that big of a fan?
Well, I mean, I would imagine that that copper heat sink would keep it cool.
Yeah, so a bigger fan would have to rotate less to get the same amount of air through. So if it's a tiny fan, it would have to be really loud and run fast. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really cool that you could take the side panels off, and that's expected of the consumer. So that makes me think you can get like custom
plates.
ones. Yeah.
Going back to 360 era.
360. Get an R2D2s on the side.
Oh, they were so bad too.
Nowadays it would be BB-8. But still, I don't know what would be cool. Dude, it'd be cool if you get like Sauron.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel like it sort of looks like Sauron. Like if you could get a custom Sauron tower one, that'd be dope.
I do like how it changes the whole look of the PlayStation, as opposed to the 360. It was just the front.
The front of it. Yeah,
the front plate. I was a little offended they didn't show the digital only breakdown, because there are some consumers out there.
Oh, you could totally tell when they took this apart. The disc version was a complete afterthought. It just like sits on top of the board.
Interesting. But they have that like what do they call it? It's like a separator. I forget what they're called.
The shield.
The shield, yeah. It's got that shield.
Well, that's what I meant, but
you can't literally set a disc drive.
I didn't mean literally on the board.
You saw that they just duct taped the disc drive.
They did say that the disc drive enclosure is like really insulated, so you shouldn't hear like the disc spinning that loud.
Does it even run on, like, do the games even run off the disc?
Can't they not? Because
not
like
really,
the speed of disc reading is so much slower than it would
SSD.
be.
It's reading it when you install it off the disc, but yeah.
Yeah, because you have to install it anyway. Like, why would they need to read the disc?
I don't know. I feel like we've sort of been there for like a minute.
So you don't have to download it from the internet?
It's true.
No. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I just mean, like, while you're playing it, like, why would you need the disc? If I know it's for the license, but like,
yeah, DR or what is it called?
Yeah, because you could just put it in, install it, and then give it to a friend, and they could do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Copyright. My favorite thing about the teardown was that it seems super user friendly. I like that. Like you can just kind of, I feel like a lot of people shouldn't do that because a lot of people don't know what they're doing, and
I'm not doing that.
People are not smart enough to like not just put their greasy fingers all over their motherboard and then just like be confused why it doesn't work anymore.
Did they show how to swap hard drives?
They showed the slot where you can put NVMe storage in.
Yeah. What's nice is though, it's called the M2 NVMe.
Yeah, M2. That's what I meant to say.
The built-in storage is on the board, so you can put in more storage. You're not like replacing the storage, which is nice.
And the one thing that's nice that we should bring up is that PS5 is going to allow like third-party excess storage in where I feel like Xbox isn't.
Yeah,
where it's like more limited.
Proprietary storage.
Yeah, you have to get that memory card.
Xbox is pulling a Vita.
Yep, and it's very expensive. It's $220.
Yeah, so it's like absolutely pulling a Vita. That's proprietary and very expensive.
How much are SSDs typically?
My like in a computer?
Yeah.
My M.2 NVMe. I should know. I think is it's a terabyte, and it costs me like 100 or less. I think
mine was 500 gigs, but it was $75.
Mine might be 500.
So like
yeah,
200,
like
$220 for a terabyte is high, but it's not like astronomical.
It's double.
Yeah.
Well, no, if Cam got a 500 and for $75, you would reasonably think
mine might have been like $80 for.
I think I saw if I wanted to get a terabyte, it was going to be like 120 or something like that.
Yeah, mine might be 500, which was some BS RGB on it or something. That's why it costs more.
But like I want a bigger drive. Like, I want more than a terabyte. A terabyte is like nothing when
I know, dude.
you
Modern
install the
games
machine.
are huge. How big is Call of Duty?
It's over 100.
100 gigabytes.
You know, I'd actually be close to 200.
Oh my god.
That's
Like
insane.
if you have Warzone and like Modern Warfare, I think it's like 200.
Warzone's fun, by the way. Just random tangent. I like that game.
There's like little, I guess they're holes that you can suck the dust out of.
I love sucking holes. Those are like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Whenever I buy a product, I ask if it has sucking holes.
But yeah, so like when the fan runs, it's gonna like go down to these holes, and they said you could use like a vacuum cleaner, like the end of a vacuum cleaner, just clean out your PS5.
Dude, so many people are gonna break their PS5.
Oh, yeah.
My god,
Yeah, this is
gonna be a fiasco.
People are gonna break their plates like constantly. Yeah,
Dude, totally.
You know how we had
They're
the
gonna-
red ring of death? It's gonna be people are just
Dude,
gonna
letting-
take apart it.
Giving average consumers the confidence that they can do this. I mean, granted, it's not hard if you take the proper precautions and just like think about it for 2 seconds. It's not really all that hard. But I feel like the people that you're selling to, like, you know, it could be just like I mean, when I was 13, I was pretty like tech savvy and like, but like, you don't know, like some 8-year-old with like Dorito fingers is going to try to open his PlayStation. And, like, he's not going to know, and then his dad's going to get really mad because he broke his PlayStation.
Then you can't find another one.
Yeah, because they've been sold out. Because they've been sold out since we bought ours. How many? Like a month ago?
Yeah.
Dude, that was insane. Speaking of PS5, how long they waited to tell us the price and, like, show us the PS5 and for us to be able to pre-order it. It was like a month before it came out, right? It's like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was
Am
like
I wrong?
It was
I
the
think it was
middle
like
of
crazy.
September.
it was like the third week of September, I think.
Yeah, it was like a month ago. That's insane.
They're using liquid metal instead of thermal paste, which is cool.
Yeah, that's super. I actually found that very techy and that scratched my nerd tech itch. I almost said something else. So, anything else about the console teardown that you guys thought were pretty cool? That liquid metal thing was really cool.
As long as it plays games, I don't really care what the insides look like.
Yeah. I just recently built a PC, and I know Camilo recently built a PC, so I thought kind of seeing a console open kind of like is pretty cool. I like it. Nerding out over it. Well, we also got a look at the PS5 UI, which we no longer have that long bar, which, as far as I'm concerned, the PS3 and the PS4 have very similar UIs, and we can disagree about it if you want to. But it no longer has that long bar. It now has a section for games. It has a section for media on the top left. And then on the top right, there is a search icon, and then there's a settings cog, which is, I think, a lot cleaner and a lot better for like navigation. So, but what we noticed, and I think, Camilo, this is something that you said to me, is that maybe it won't have themes because of how much real estate the like games take up. Like when you're looking at a game, like how much real estate that takes up on when you're like displaying it.
I actually had another revelation about that.
Yeah.
So they recently updated the PS store on the web.
Yeah.
And they were removing like all like the PS3 games, the Vita games, but they also removed the ability to buy PS4 themes. There's not a section to buy themes on there.
Oh!
They might just be killing themes.
I know we were talking about Detective Pikachu earlier, but we got Detective Camilo in the house. Dude, that's some real sleuthing you did there.
That's some deep diving right there.
Yeah, that's nice. Dude, that's hot. We need to put this on Twitter. People are going to be like, who are the GamePack? Oh, those are the guys that found out that themes aren't a thing anymore.
Do you guys have? Well, I have a theme on mine, but I don't really care about themes.
Oh, I love themes.
I had a theme on mine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got.
See, that was a callback to when I burned Phil about not having PS4 anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I never really
feels good.
Themes, but I've played a lot of games where like they reward you a theme for like beating the game, and I like that.
Yeah. Oh, I got the platinum. Sometimes they used to give you them for platinums. Like I got a Bloodborne theme for platinum.
Oh, do you have a Bloodborne platinum? You never ever say it.
I have one platinum. Okay, I have one platinum.
You've never talked about it.
No, never.
Like I have a bunch of like Final Fantasy VII ones, and I have a bunch of Kingdom Hearts ones because they give you one for like every one you beat.
Oh, speaking of trophies,
yeah,
they changed how the trophies work, or like the leveling system.
Yeah,
like now I'm like
for better or for worse. How did they change it?
Now it's out
I think the high
1,000.
Yeah, well, 999.
Yeah, so the level used to be what? I don't even know what it
100.
was. 100.
Yeah, they stopped. It might. I think it went up to 100.
But yeah, now it's up to 999. So they converted your player level. Like I think I was level 12 or 13, and then when they updated it, I'm like 229 or something.
Yeah, I was like a similar level.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know why they do that.
Mine was. I have no idea what mine was.
I think I like it because once you reach a certain level, it like takes a long time to level up. So like I think it was at like 80%, and then I got a gold trophy, and it like kicked me up to the next one. So that was cool.
Nice. I really like not to bring Xbox into this PS5 story, but I really love like the sound that happens, and maybe John, since you have a platinum, you can tell me what that's like. But when on Xbox, when you get
the diamond,
like, the diamond achievement, it's like wow, ding. It's like
that is a
cool.
very satisfying sound. Like
it's extremely satisfying.
The achievement unlocked sound itself is very like iconic. Like,
yeah,
when you
totally.
hear that, you're like, oh man, that's the Xbox achievement. PlayStations, they don't have that. Like it's
just like a ding.
Yeah,
it's like just a ding, and like it almost looks like a phone notification showing up on your screen.
But yeah, it is very satisfying to get that diamond notification, being like, man, not that many people have this.
Dude, what was I playing? I was playing something, and I was just racking up diamonds. Like, I was just like, do people not play this game? Like, I'm not that far, and just every achievement I got was like, ding, you're the greatest gamer in the world.
Are diamonds just rare ones, or?
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know how you could check your rarity of trophies? Like, if it says ultra rare, I think it would be considered like an ultra rare.
Yeah,
trophy.
it's like, I think it's like less than 5% or something of gamers got this achievement.
I was getting a lot for Mortal Shell because like nobody beat that game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, all those like really hard games. It's like,
so do you get like more points if?
No, it's the same. No, it's the same.
It's just the sound effect of the thing.
Yeah, and you have like a little symbol next to it that's a diamond.
That's a diamond.
But that's it.
Okay.
It's just satisfying. I enjoy it. I like it.
I feel like trophies and achievements have like, I mean, we're getting off topic, but trophies and achievements have like gone by the wayside. It was a huge deal like back in 360. Like people were achievement hunting all the time, you know, trying to get the 1,000 gamer score or whatever each game had.
Right.
Now
people
it's
still
just
do
like,
that.
but it's not as prevalent. I feel like not that many people do it. There used to be incentives to do it. I don't know if there's still a thing, but
Weren't they doing? I remember PlayStation was doing like you could convert like whatever your trophy points are into like money or something.
Yeah, I think they used to do that. Xbox did that too. They
Wow.
took like 1% or a couple % off of your purchases.
I think what they should do is like if you have a certain gamer score, like you can like they should do giveaways and raffles and stuff, and like depending on how high your gamer score is, that's how many like entries you get.
Yeah,
I think that would be rad. But speaking of trophy hunting and like completionist stuff, that kind of leads us into our next little section about the PlayStation UI, where they have this new thing called activities. And it's a way to jump into a game into like a certain particular spot that like maybe you haven't quite completed yet. And it'll even give you like in-game tutorials. So the example they were giving was like, you need to beat like this certain, so you're only 33% done with this section of Little Big Planet 4. What is it? Sackboy's Big Adventure?
Yeah.
Big Adventure or whatever.
Yeah, Sackboy Adventure Boy. 3D World ripoff, 3D Land ripoff with Sackboy. You can like complete trophies or find items or by using this thing called activities. And in the activities, if you have a PlayStation Plus membership, you can even watch tutorials made by the developers about how to get the certain thing that you're trying to do to maybe complete that level or get 100% or find the item or
and don't search the internet.
And it basically, quicker. In the video of the PS5 UI launch, it was just like, this way you don't have to like scroll through a bunch of text or like watch a long video or blah 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 blah. I'm like, yo, dude, like you hating on like YouTube tutorial makers? Like I got hecka YouTube tutorials on my YouTube page, and I enjoy making them. Like I don't want like, and I plan on making them for Demon Souls. So like, I don't know. I really hope that there's not just like super easy ways to
I doubt Demon Souls will have this.
Plus, like I don't know. Like, are they gonna have like just the way that I like to make tutorials is that I like to be like, this is how I like to beat the game. So like maybe somebody would watch a strategy on how to beat a boss in Demon Souls or something, and maybe that strategy doesn't work for them. And like maybe they want to watch my video on how to beat a boss because maybe my strategy will work for you.
It is a specific feature for PlayStation Plus members. So if people don't have PlayStation Plus, they won't have this feature. And they
curious. Oh, go ahead.
And they also said like it's only certain games.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, Sackboy is geared towards a younger audience. Mm-hmm. So maybe
games that require,
yeah, like baby games will have. Mm-hmm. If Demon Souls has this, I will be shocked.
I bet you, live on the podcast, I bet you a copy of Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. So it's a $6 bet.
Okay.
That Demon Souls will absolutely have some of these.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that bet.
Awesome. You and me are just continually just gambling during the podcast. So yeah, I don't like that feature. Go to YouTube. Like, support creators. Look at their content. Don't watch these videos.
And even if I watch a tutorial on how to do something, like I like to still like try to figure it out on my own and just get a certain, be like, oh, a certain nudge in the right direction. Like this feature looked like they show you a video exactly how to do it. And you could have it up on like the right hand side while you're still playing. I'm like, wow. Are you even playing the game at that point?
No. I did do something very similar, though, when I couldn't find a secret in Donkey Kong Country during my stream last week. And I was just like literally playing and doing the exact same movements as the YouTuber. So, I mean, it's kind of the same concept.
But... It did show you could do like the share play, like while you're playing a game. Like you could be playing your game and then be in voice chat with someone else, and they're playing a totally different game, and you can watch their game in like a little screen on your display.
Dude, we live in the future.
And then they can record your conversation and you get
yeah, and hold it against you and get you canceled. Oh man. Final thoughts. I think we ran out of time. I think we're out of time, boys.
It looks
Final
clean.
thoughts on PlayStation Teardown and UI.
UI looks clean, and we're like 3 weeks out, right? Or like 2.5 weeks out.
Yeah,
almost 2 weeks.
By the time,
Thursday.
Yeah, 2 weeks Thursday. So by the time this full podcast is up on audio and on video, it'll be 2 weeks. And then by the time you're watching this specific story, it will be Friday the following week.
Yeah, it'll be
So it'll be like a week. So, gosh, that's it for our PlayStation 5 news. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and ring that notification bell to see all of our gaming content. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Both are at the GamePack YT. Thanks again, and take care.